Got ourselves Arsh. I'm gonna mess up your name. I'm so sorry. Arsh Lad. I want to go with Arsh Lad. And so I know it's Arshalard. We're gonna go with Arsh. Got ourselves ASKCV. What is this blue? Just go blue, dude. Full blue. We got Buffalo. We got ourselves Grease gonna be first up, and Emo stuck somewhere behind the turret. Behind the turret. Big Bull immediately going in with a chain of ice off the get-go. Grease does have himself actually used Invis already. Did he use the Invis as the opener and then just got caught out in the Death and Decay? Immediate intro by the pet Grease! Woo, that pet kick was so good. Did you get kicked on freezing? I think he got hit by kicked on free Ring of Frost, didn't he? Big Blue Bull got himself just big blue damage. Oh my god. Just popping up. What is this? IBF out of blue is going to be Arch. Also with a bit of IBF. Big damage. Blue looking for as much healing as possible. Arch also taking a lot of damage. Does not have a death pack. Does need to go for death strikes. Back-to-back death strikes is what he needs. Otherwise, he's just going to go down. Blue just needs a bit more damn. He just continues to crush with blows after blows. Clawing shadows after clawing shadows. Plenty of that. Interrupt on the mage, by the way. Ah, perfect. I keep forgetting the pet can land a kick if it's empowered. I keep forgetting that's a mechanic. Normally it's just a little leap, but that's a kick, and it's so good. It is going to be Buff Rogue. With the Fools, dots onto blue, does have himself AMS. That potentially is not going to be enough for the blades and the poison damage. Rogue should really get to do a lot of damage to Death Knights, especially if you land a stun, and all those dots just go right through that tough armor. All that plated gear just absolutely pierces right through it. Blue catching up a few heals, but the next kidney shot potentially could put him in a bad spot. Does get the Army of the Dead with the Apocalypse, but Buff is going to go for evasion. Couple of Phantom Knives does end up taking him out. With Flexi going to be up next. If Buff is not careful, yeah, Flex is going to get the opener. I think it might be Lights here, unless Buff goes for a heal. I think he's just dead. Faint. Sippy Cup. Vantage just for a heal. Vantage just for whatever heal you can get. That's about all he can do. Thorns, unfortunately, for Flexi. He is going to go for damage. It's going to be yet another advantage just to keep the damage rolling. It's going to be full Death Mark. No Kingsbane. That's up very, very soon, though. Big Envenoms. Gouge for a second. Maybe just wait a little longer and then go for a Kingsbane. Trying to keep the Feral out of stealth. Actually can go for a Kingsbane right now. May just have to. If you have a stun. You have a stun? Oh, Flexi was actually so close to dead. Actually so close. For Emo, he got to deny Flex a re-stealth. He is going to go for Incarnation. So that's going to get him a stun Rake opener. Is going to go for a Maim instead. Trinket out for Emo instantly. Does go for the Haunt with a wall out for Flexi. Has himself Ursos getting caught in a prison for a second. Sigil of Misery right after. And it is going to be Sigil of Spider on top of it too. Picking up a little bit of healing with Fury going to be up next. For Emo, I think he's got to get away from the Warrior. He is actually going to go meta from away from the Warrior just to get away from the guy. Just leaping away. Throwing in the glaive, got himself Sigil of Fire. Aggression on the Rogue deserves all the respect. You do gotta love it, man. I mean, he's basically in a situation where he probably will not win, but he needs to stay aggressive. He can't play defensive, so he needs to stay aggressive and do as much damage as he needs to. Maybe if he landed like a short kidney, maybe that could have been enough, but it's rough. Twos? I play with Caneric, usually plays a healer, but as a rogue, he's really good rogue. Definitely a good rogue, I'll tell you that right now. Definitely a good rogue. I'd say better than me. If I'm mediocre, yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Fury still, unfortunately, unless he gets some kind of a stun lockdown onto Emo, he's just letting his cooldowns come back little by little. That's good for him. I think he needs to go for slower games, especially if you could outrun the other guy. You should. With Demon Hunters, how much mobility you have. Try to see if you can dodge. Is able to avoid the Stormbolt as you do eventual retreat while you're midair. As long as... Ooh, gateway? Gateway? As long as you're midair after eventual retreat, the longer you stay midair, you are immune to CC while you're midair. Until if you touch the ground, you are untouchable to CC. Got himself the big eye beam stun right after. Fury does a reflect. He's going to be able to reflect something back. Reflected the Haunt dot back at Emma. That is unfortunate. That is kind of diabolical spear, but it's going to go for that full immunity. Not letting the Warrior catch up any healing. As he's playing Fury this time, not Arms. That's an interesting choice. Fury, unfortunately, unless he can get himself some breather without any dots for second one to recover, he is going to be taking quite a bit of damage, and some random passive meteors proccing on him. That's not good for him. With him trying to deny him any kind of healing. Fury at some point may just have to commit and do whatever healing he can off of Emo. Is going to go for that Sigil of Spite with a bit of a backflip, trying to expect a stun. Not going to go for a stun. Delaying it into a Blaze Storm. Got himself the Eye Beam. with a blur on top of it to try to see if he can counter some of the damage. Short shockwave onto Emo, but Furia, unless he's got a heal right now, I think he is eventually going to go down. He does pick up lots of rampy big dot damage there, or big rampaging damage there. So he's actually kind of in a good spot. Is Licton with a pet? Do you have a pet? Oh, he does. There's a Shavara that went around the corner with you go for gateway. Trinkets immediately trying to see if he can land the kick. Does not quite connect. Emo is going to have to use everything he can in order to try to see if he can live. Licton goes in maybe for a meld. He's going to go for a stun. Maybe a meld. Meta, in order to immune that one, actually has a kick coming up very, very soon. Maybe Meta, maybe immune is going to maybe charge in prison for a second. Might just end up flying up in the air. If he can stun Licton and go flying up in the air, he might be able just to bombard him. He may just have to reflect up by the Warlock. It's going to be mad damage out for Emo with the haunt. Oh, he actually pushed through. No way! Flying up in the air just to give himself a moment of respite. But I think those diseases, those dots, yeah, they are going to bring it down from the sky. Oh my god, that was so good. And Seavark on that Shaman is going to be up next as an enhancement versus Second Wind. He is going to have to go. Oh, look at that set on the red Draenei. Wait, dude, the Draenei look is actually sick. Actually, the Draenei look is sick as hell. Trinket out for Seavark as it's going to be second. Trying to see if he can back behind the pillar. Leap is going to be short. Just trying to see if he can go behind the scaffolding platform. I don't even know what to call it. Disarm onto Seavark. He doesn't really need his weapons. He got himself the taser. Busted out the taser. Lightning bolts are flying. The more lightning bolts he can get, the more self-healing he's going to be able to get. Wall, unfortunately, was used by Seavark super early. Parry up for Second Wind right now, so he's okay. Spear down, but Seavark can go under the spear. He just goes underground with that. Bulwark is also down. Trying to go for a Hex. Unless you go for a Reflect, that Hex is going to connect. But something breaks that Hex. Is it just instantly broken? Stunned by the warrior for a second. Demolish is going to help him make some damage happen. Tempest out for Seavark is going to be able to get a lot of healing. The more lightning bolts he can send, the better it's going to be for him. More Tempest. He's in a golden spot. As long as Second Wind does not get himself easy recovery. Moving the totem last second does not quite connect, unfortunately. But maybe he runs into the totem. He does not. Seavark is in a good spot right now, damage-wise, health-wise. Got himself big bloodlust. I think it might be lights here for the warrior. Disarm him last second. Do you have the Maelstrom? Lightning Lasso almost does a Trinket to follow stun for Second Wind. Let's see if any way to close the gap. Is actually going to go behind the pillar with a Blaze Storm just to make sure the slows cannot stop him. With a Fury, he's trying to go for that Second Wind. You have a dot. Flame Shock needs to be on you. Frost Shock is going to prevent it. Charges in for a second. It's a close game. It could be anyone's game right now. Sunder for a second. Seavark is feeling the pressure. Roots just trying to see, make sure he's okay. Tempest from afar. Does he have enough damage? Short stun. Second one with the Demolish. Is it enough right now? The holy oh! That could have been anyone's game. But Seavark brought it back. Blue Bull started off strong, but Emo came back in, winning win after win. And like no health. That was so enjoyable to watch, by the way. That was so fun. A close game like this, it could be anyone's. I thought Emo was probably dead, but no, he brings it. One more hunt, one more hit. Keep it going a little longer. It's so fun.